idea if there are people who are listening to me for the very first time, I should introduce myself without jumping towards directly the topic. Sorry, I pre-assumed that you guys already knew me. How many of you are listening for the very first time, my webinar, or seeing me for the very first time live? There are people who
Many
are
people
listening to me for
knows
the
me,
very
that's
first time.
good.
I should introduce
But there are
myself
so many people who are
without
saying first
jumping
time.
towards directly the
So
topic.
hello
I
again.
pre-assumed
My
that.
name is Priya Bhatia. I have completed my masters from IIT Hyderabad back in 2022. After that, I worked in startups, MNCs. Currently, I'm working remotely at Turing. I'm not really sure how many of you have heard that company's name, but it's a global company, located in US, California, and used to provide a remote job specifically for the people who are working from India. And it's been a great journey altogether, working in that specific company. Also, I'm working there as a lead data scientist. Uh, Apart from this, it's being a journey of almost, you can say, 5 years when I started the teaching or mentoring part as well. Back in 2020, when I enrolled for the master's program at IITH, for the very first time, I got the opportunity to teach DSA. There was one company named iNeuron, which I think is now merged under PW itself. So that company approached to me regarding the teaching part of DSA, and that was the day where I was very nervous and I started my teaching journey over that and it's been 5 years now. We are in 2025. uh, I am teaching data science and DSA to many learners available on the web. You can find my own platform by the name of techforallwithpriya.com, where I have my own courses available for DSA and data science. Apart from this, I have my own YouTube channel. You can find me, just search my name of Priya Bhatia, and you will be able to see end-to-end playlist and videos with respect to this specific topic of DSA and data science. Apart from this, I'm very much active on LinkedIn. So for those people who don't follow me and listening me for the very first time, so if you find my today's session insightful, and if you feel that you might gain a lot of knowledge in near future, or the guidance from me from my experiences, you can definitely search Priya Bhatia on LinkedIn. You will be easily able to find my profile, because I'm, as I told you, very much active over there. This much active, I'm not even in Instagram or Facebook. I used to at least on a daily basis open at least 1 or 2 times the LinkedIn. And sometimes I used to share my own personal thoughts, or tech related things on the LinkedIn, to my followers. So all of these things are, I would say, bit about me, about my academia, about my professional journey. If you really want to know more about this part, please try to check out my LinkedIn profile. It's quite detailed, and you will get to know more about me, my previous companies where I have worked upon, and what is the kind of experience I do have in my entire journey of data science, right? Masters and MTech are same or different? They are same only. Masters meaning MTech only. I have done MTech from IIT Hyderabad, right? I hope specialization in IIT Hyderabad is AI, MTech in AI. So that is why I am working as a data scientist as well, right? So I think this much is more than enough for you to know me as your mentor who is leading this specific webinar. Now let's get back to our main part, where we have seen that what is the major functionality or major, I would say, uh, daily job of the people who are working under this specific domain of data analytics. So usually the data which is coming from different databases, or which might be coming from different sectors, different domains, their main purpose is to analyze them thoroughly and making meaningful insights from that specific raw data, right? Now, to reach to that specific target, to get the meaningful insights from the raw data, there is a lot more required. It's not that much simple. So today we will try to understand that what are the technical skills required to do that, I will try to talk about the complete end-to-end pipeline of any data analytics project. From there, you will be able to understand that, what are the important key things required in order to become a data analyst. After that, at the end of the discussion, I will conclude the session by answering your one of the most prominent question, that what is the difference between data analyst versus data scientist, and what should be the career path which we should choose when we are starting our journey in the data specific domain. I think everybody will have this specific question in their head, so I'll try to answer that question as well. So shall we start? You will be able to get whatever notes I am writing over here after this session. I will share with you the link with the help of which you will be able to access these notes. So for now, just listen the session carefully, what I am talking about. Focus on what things I am trying to convey over here. And if you find something meaningful, you can side by side document it in a shorter manner. Complete notes I will share with you after the class. Okay? At the end of the session, when I will conclude, I'll share the notes as well. Perfect. Now, let's try to see what is the roadmap of data analytics. So if I will try to fetch the image, if I'll find any great image, I'll definitely fetch it. Otherwise, I'll create one of the image for you. Um, Not roadmap. Usually there is a very simple plain image which I usually get, but abhi mujhe mil nahi raha hai. So I think I should create it one for you guys. कोई बात नहीं, क्रिएट कर लेते हैं. It's okay. So let's try to see what is the end-to-end structure of this project. So usually the first target for a data analytics project pipeline is to focus on business understanding, is to focus on business understanding. So what is the meaning of that? The simple meaning is that what is the overall use case all about? For which specific domain you are solving this problem? What is the major issue, right? So usually what happens when you will be working with the companies, you will find that there will be a lot of clients and you will interact with them, and they will tell you that, hey, this is the problem which we are trying to solve, right? And you have to tackle the problem in a way that they will ask you few questions, and at the end of the day you will have to return back to them with the answers by analyzing the data set that they will provide to you, right? So business understanding is the very first step, where you will have an interaction with the clients and they will try to explain to you what is their business all about, how will it look, what is the major things which they want as a result. So all of those questions they are asking, and you have to understand it properly, that what actually they want at the end result. Now there are so many people who get stuck in the very first phase itself in terms of understanding the business use case. If you will understand it in a wrong manner, definitely the outcome will be wrong. So try to spend maximum time in terms of getting the sense that what actually they are expecting from you. Be it any domain. For example, हो सकता है कि they are talking with respect to healthcare domain, they are talking with respect to edtech domain, they're talking with respect to, let's say, fintech domain. So if anybody is having a domain knowledge, that is very, very helpful in order to understand the business use case. The second critical point after the business understanding is data collection. Once you will be able to understand the business use case, the second important step where the uh, data analyst people have to spend maximum time is to collect the data. Now, it might be the case that data is available in a database. It might be the case that the clients will provide you the data in the form of Excel, in the form of CSV, in the form of TXT files, or maybe be it any specific format. Or it might be the case that it is available in any of the big data based processing system, maybe Hadoop, maybe Hive, or any other system. Now, what is the second step? Is to collect the data. So what you will do is you will try to extract the data from all of these resources. For that, obviously, when we talk about databases, how will you extract the data from database? Anyone has any idea? What is the technical skills required to extract the data from a database? Anybody knows about SQL? SQL, structured query language. Structured query language. So basically, you will write amazing optimized SQL commands, SQL scripts, in order to fetch the data from a databases. It might be the case the data is already available to you from the clients, and directly you will fetch it, you will use it. So either you can directly collect it from a client, or they will provide you the resources. Acha, data might also be available on the direct web. You might be able to extract data from the direct web as well. So there can be multiple ways to collect the data, and all of these which I have mentioned over here might be few of them. But one thing which is for sure is that SQL is something which you should know. Second thing is, second key skill set is Excel. So this is the first prerequisite. If you want to go into this specific domain, you should have a very good understanding of SQL, because it is something which you will use in your daily job. And the second important thing is Excel. Second important thing is Excel. Right? So far, so good. I hope it makes sense. Any doubts still so far? Can you please repeat point one? So, business understanding, what does that mean? I'll give you a simple scenario. As I told you, I have my own platform by the name of techforallwithpia.com, which I have launched last year, right? अब let's suppose कि मुझे ये एक edtech platform हुआ, and I'm launching the courses on that specific platform. I have hired data analyst for that platform. Why is that so? Let's say कि मैंने अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे 4 कोर्सेज को लॉन्च किया. एक कोर्स था डीएसए का, एक कोर्स था लेट्स से स्टैटिस्टिक्स का फॉर डेटा साइंस, एक कोर्स था एमएल मशीन लर्निंग का, एक कोर्स था लेट्स से डीए का, डेटा एनालिस्ट का. अब obviously as a mentor, I cannot launch all the courses together. That is not feasible because I'm a single person who is holding all these courses. I'm the main mentor over there. Now, I will hire the data analyst people and I will ask from them that, can you just analyze the data and help me to understand that what should be the next course I should launch, which will help me to generate the revenue also, which will help me to understand that people or the customers or the learners like you are more inclined to learn this subject from me. So what specific course is in more demand, right? Accordingly, I will launch the next course. And that's how edtech will work. That's how they will be able to generate the revenue. कोई भी कंपनी तभी ग्रो करती है जब उसका रेवेन्यू जनरेट हो रहा है, अदरवाइज वो कंपनी बंद हो जाएगी. क्योंकि किसी भी छोटे से छोटे स्टार्टअप को चलने के लिए पैसा चाहिए, क्योंकि इंटरनली बहुत कॉस्ट लगता है. अगर वो पैसा जनरेट ही नहीं हो रहा है तो हाउ विल द कंपनी विल सस्टेन? दैट्स अ बिग क्वेश्चन. So this is a very important analysis which every company have to do. This is something which is relatable to you, but the same example you can relate with all the e-commerce platforms. For example, Amazon, Flipkart. जब वो किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को बेचते हैं तो उनको एनालाइज करना पड़ता है, डीप स्टडी करनी पड़ती है कि कौन से प्रोडक्ट की डिमांड ज्यादा है, किसमें ऑफर्स ज्यादा लगने चाहिए, कौन सा प्रोडक्ट ठीक है नहीं भी लगाएंगे तो चलेगा. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज रिक्वायर्स अ डीपर एनालिसिस. तो अब सामने वाले बंदे के पास में वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए कि क्लाइंट, जैसे कि मैं क्लाइंट हुई, जो मैं हायर कर रही हूँ एक डेटा एनालिटिक्स पर्सन को, तो मुझे उसको समझाना पड़ेगा और उसको समझना पड़ेगा कि मुझे एट द एंड ऑफ द डे चाहिए क्या उनसे. कंपनीज को एंड में चाहिए रेवेन्यू, बट बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज समथिंग विच दे हैव टू गो थ्रू. दैट इज द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टेप, क्रिटिकल स्टेप. अगर उनको वही समझ में नहीं आया तो सारा गेम खराब हो गया ना. आई होप नाउ इट इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन. ऑल गुड. Shall I proceed ahead to the next part? So first phase we have covered up is business understanding. Second phase we have covered up is as per the business requirement, we have to collect the data collection. Depending upon on which specific source data is available, we will have to collect the data. All good? Chale aage. Now, from till second point, which specific skill sets you have learned? Which specific skill sets we have to learn? What we have gained? तो क्या स्किल सेट्स हमने पढ़े? एक तो सीक्वल आना चाहिए, दूसरा एक्सेल आना चाहिए. इसको नोट करना है आप लोगों को, क्योंकि दिस इज द मेन थिंग, बट आई एम ट्राइंग टू कन्वे इन अ स्टोरी टेलिंग मैनर सो दैट एवरीवन विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ लेट्स मूव अहेड टू द थर्ड पॉइंट. थर्ड साइकिल में क्या आता है? लेट्स अज्यूम कि हमारे पास डेटा भी आ गया. अब जब डेटा कलेक्ट करते हैं, व्हेन वी कलेक्ट द डेटा, इट्स अ रो डेटा. रो डेटा का मतलब क्या हुआ? व्हाट डज दैट मीन? Any specific data which might have missing values, which might have outliers. How many of you knows the meaning of outliers? How many of you knows the meaning of outliers? No, it's not about arrangement or anything. Let me give you another example. This is a very important word in the field of data, outliers. Outliers are something which are the extreme values. Outliers are something which are the extreme values. What does that mean? For example, आप बैंगलोर में सर्वे करते हो और योर सर्वे इज अबाउट कि ऑन अ मंथली बेसिस हाउ मच इज द सैलरी ऑफ पीपल हु आर इन द डोमेन ऑफ डेटा एनालिस्ट. ठीक है, सिंपल सिनेरियो है. एंड लेट्स से यू गो टू द टेक पार्क जहां पे मैक्सिमम कंपनीज अवेलेबल है बैंगलोर में, और आप लोग वहां पे गए. आप लोगों ने रेंडमली जो लोग वहां पे अवेलेबल थे उनसे सर्वे में पूछा कि आफ्टर टैक्स डिडक्शन आपके पास कितना पैसा महीने में आता है. ठीक है, कितना आप अर्न करते हो. उन्होंने बोला कि ये स्पेसिफिक कंपनी में मैं काम करता हूँ, लेट्स से इन्फोसिस, उसमें मेरे को महीने का इतना आता है. किसी ने बोला मैं गूगल में काम करता हूँ, मेरा इतना आता है. किसी ने बोला मैं लेट्स से विप्रो में काम करता हूँ, मेरा इतना आता है. तो आपने क्या किया? यू हैव कलेक्टेड द एंटायर डेटा. सो यू गॉट द पॉइंट्स लाइक someone said I got 50,000 after tax deduction. Someone said I got 80,000 after tax deduction. Someone said I got 1 lakh rupees INR after tax deduction. Some people will say that I got, let's say, 35,000 after tax deduction. Some people might say that, I got 1 lakh 25,000 after tax deduction. For data analyst position, fresher ही हैं सबके सब, तो कोई हम उसमें partiality नहीं कर रहे. ठीक है? But there is one guy whom you met and he said that I am earning. कितना हो गया ये? 10 लाख हो गया? 1 मिलियन? 1 CR लिख देते हैं चलो. And then you met one other guy who said that I am earning, let's say, 5,000 per month. वो भी फ्रेशर ही है ना? और किसी ने बोला कि मैं 5,000 कमा रहा हूं महीने का, और किसी ने बोला कि मैं 1 करोड़ रुपया महीने का कमा रहा हूं. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ, as per the given values that we will be having, if you will be able to see this very, very carefully, can we say that the person who is earning 5,000 per month and the person who is earning 1 CR per month, 1 crore per month, both of them are the exceptional values, extreme values? Seems like it's not possible, but it is. So, if you want to calculate the average of the salary, mean of the average salary, mean, which we call as average as well, for the Bangalore people, can I say because of these extreme values, my average quantity will be, wrong? जहां पे एवरेज आना चाहिए था लेट से 80-90 हजार या 60-70 हजार रुपए, वहां पे वो एवरेज हिल के बहुत बड़ा चला जाएगा. Shall I say that point? How will you evaluate the average, by the way? Just add all of these numbers divided by total number of quantities we will be having. So can I say that the average will be quite huge in that specific scenario? Because of these exceptional values? क्या सब लोग agree करते हो? Yes or no? Tell me. These are what we called as outliers. And when you have the outliers in your data, your entire analysis can go wrong. Your entire analysis can go wrong. So we have to make sure that these kind of outliers should not be present in our data. If they're present, either we should delete them or we should handle them carefully. Are you guys getting my point? Is this clear to everyone? Making sense? Samajh mein aaya what I have tried to convey over here? So what happens usually, you will be having this raw data in which you will be having missing values, these outliers. Third step talks about EDA, exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. What does that mean? The simple meaning is that in this specific step, we will try to make sure that we will convert that raw data into the quality data. तो आपको क्या करना होगा? अगर missing values available है, so in that case you have to impute them properly. If outliers are available, you have to handle them properly. So all of these things you have to see this very, very carefully. Is this point is clear to everyone? It is what we call as EDA, exploratory data analysis. It's a way to convert the raw data, which contains lot many outliers, which contains lot many missing values, to a quality data. Now, in this specific case, if you will ask me what technical skills is required, the one of the most important thing is statistics. If there is any person who is not good with maths, good with stats, they won't be able to understand actually how we will be able to get the quality data, how we will be able to convert that. There are few topics in stats which everybody should know. For example, there are two components of stats: descriptive stats, where we will talk about the summary or the description of a given data. Then we have inferential stats, where we will talk about the hypothesis testing. So both of these topics are very, very important, and everybody should know internals about the same. If you want, you can refer my playlist available on YouTube for free to understand this two topics in the stats. Make sense? So this is the third step, exploratory data analysis. Now, if you will ask from me, researchers spend 90% of the time in their project on this EDA part. In this complete project, 90% time they spend on this EDA step, exploratory data analysis step. Does that make sense? Is this clear to everyone? Outliers. So outliers means extreme values. जैसा कि मैंने बोला कि आप एक सर्वे करते हो और बैंगलोर में रेंडमली लोगों से पूछते हो कि आप डेटा एनालिस्ट पोजीशन पे एज अ फ्रेशर कितना अर्न करते हो कंपनी में, तो आपने उस सर्वे में ये पाया कि कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं 50,000, कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं 1 लाख, कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं 1,25,000, कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं 80,000. But there are few people who are saying the extreme values like 5,000 or 1 CR. So these are the extreme values which are not at all feasible, right? Or even if it is feasible, it will impact the analysis. अगर मैं इसका एवरेज निकालूं तो क्योंकि मेरे पास यहाँ पे कुछ एक्सट्रीम वैल्यूज अवेलेबल है तो एवरेज गलत ही आएगा, वो एक करेक्ट इंसाइट नहीं देगा. So this is what we call as outliers. So we have to take care of these outliers in our data. And if the outliers are available, we have to handle them very, very carefully. That is the whole point. Clear hua? Is this clear to everyone? Shall we proceed ahead to the next part? Now, what is this descriptive stats and inferential stats? I won't go in that much depth, but you can always refer my playlist to understand the same. I have end-to-end playlist for this specific topic. You will get an understanding from there. So far, so good. Can I get the confirmation from everyone before we will proceed ahead? चले आगे. So अभी तक टेक्निकल स्किल्स के पार्ट पे what are the things that we have to cover up? With respect to technical skills part, what are the things that we should know? SQL हो गया, Excel हो गया, stats, right? Now, when I'm saying stats, one thing is the theoretical knowledge, which is required to understand this maths. जैसे कि हम अपने 11th-12th में करते थे मैथ्स को समझने के लिए, right? But apart from the theoretical knowledge, because now we have to analyze the data, we have to create the plots, we have to see the analysis part, whatever we are getting. उसके लिए क्या required होगा? Implementation. You have to do the implementation also. And for that, the next critical thing which is required is Python programming. The next critical thing which is required is Python programming. This is the fourth important thing that is required in order to become data analyst. So I am for now just writing it down. Then I will give you a structured, roadmap also, that what thing you should learn first, then second, then third, then fourth, and so on. Not possible in C++? No. So the beauty about Python programming is that it contains lot many, I would say, amazing libraries, amazing frameworks, which helps you to write the code in the faster manner. Matlab, it is so easy programming language, at least for those people who are from non-programming background. And if you will ask me that, Priya, I just want to learn programming, I just want to start my journey, Python is one of the must go programming language. You will learn fast. You will be able to do the implementation in a faster manner. It is very easy to understand, very easy to write. Within lesser lines of code, you will be able to implement the stuffs. So definitely, I would definitely recommend Python only, not any other programming language. If your interest is in research domain, and if you want to do a research in the statistics field, so in that case, R programming is better. But anyhow, Python is definitely good to go. Right? Shall we move ahead? तो चार चीजें हमने देख ली. Is R still recognizable in industry along with Python? Yes, it is. So you will observe that in the companies, people are hiring for research data scientists. Have you seen this kind of positions? research data analyst. So if your job is with respect to the research area where you're supposed to write a lot of research papers, you're supposed to develop new algorithms. So in that specific scenario, might be R is something which is more preferable because of its internal, again, frameworks, which is quite preferable for stats as comparable to Python. Okay? Does it make sense? All good till so far? I'm not aware about the new batches, the recordings, whether that will be available with you or not, because I'm just here for the guest session. So you just need to ask all these questions apart from what I'm covering up over here from the team, and they will help you to understand all these things. And any other question, I will, for the last half an hour, will take a spot of Q&A where you can come on the stage and ask me questions, and we can have a Q&A round. But for now, just please focus on what I'm trying to convey over here. With respect to whatever things I have covered up, do you have any doubts? If there is no doubt, we can move ahead. How much Python is required? Again, you can refer the playlist of mine. You should have a good knowledge of Python, expert level, I would say, because this is the only programming language which companies will expect from you to know. And if you don't know the Python programming in detail, that will definitely bring a negative impact, and that will definitely help you to, you know, uh, get difficulty in terms of doing the projects as well. Certifications, again, I don't know. Please ask from the team. Most probably you will get that because whenever I used to host any webinar, people used to tag me on LinkedIn by saying that we have done the webinar by her. So I think you should get it. Perfect. Shall we move to the next fourth stage? Once you will be able to convert your raw data uh, to the final quality data, the next step is to do the data analysis. The next step is to do the data analysis. What is the meaning of data analysis? So majorly in this specific scenario, in this specific case, we are actually trying to analyze the data pretty well. We are focusing on doing the analysis of the data. Whatever be the quality data we are trying to get from EDA step, now this is the step where we will try to create interesting plots which we can showcase further to the clients and bring the insights to them, which are very valuable for them to generate the revenue at the end of the day. So this is the next important step, next critical step. Now in this specific step, again, Python programming plays a very interesting role. We have interesting frameworks like Matplotlib, Seaborn, which will help you to implement the interesting plots. Apart from this, we have a lot of business intelligence tools, BI based tools, business intelligence tools. For example, I don't know, but if you have heard of Power BI, if you have heard of Tableau, these are the interesting tools that we will be having in order to create the interesting graphs, in order to visualize these graphs in a well mannered way. So Power BI is nowadays currently is quite famous, and that's why for all the job openings which you will be able to see as a data analyst position, this is the major prerequisite that people should know Power BI. So if you have this specific tool knowledge, that's a plus point, and every company is expecting from you to have this specific tools knowledge if you're applying for data analyst position. This specific tool knowledge will help you to create the interesting plots. That's the whole idea. And at the very end, once you will be able to create the interesting plots, you should have to work with your communication skills to share the insights, whatever you have gained in the previous step, with the stakeholders or with the clients or with the clients. So this is something where people usually do negligence, but this is something which is again very, very important. If you don't have a good communication skills, then obviously you won't be able to communicate well with the clients. Even though you have a very great sense of technical part, even though you will be able to write great codes, but if you don't know how to explain whatever work you have done, how to showcase, how to highlight that specific work, then that's of no use. I have so many of my friends who are very good in writing code, who are very good in technical skills, who are very intellect, who are having a great skill set, coming from great academia background as well. But the only problem is they are not having a good communication skills. They don't know how to highlight their work, how to showcase their work to the clients, to the stakeholders. And that is the main reason, I would say, because of which they are not able to get the promotions. Managers or the leads are not appreciating them, because if you won't be able to highlight your work in a well mannered, then it's of no use. For example, consider the scenario, I am teaching over here, right? But if, let's say, I won't be able to explain you the concepts in a brilliant manner, in a amazing manner, will you guys listen to me? Even though I will be having a great skills, even though I know all these things perfectly well, but if I won't be able to communicate with you, if I will not be able to explain to you all of these things in a clear manner, will you guys listen to my session? No, you will leave this. You will say that it's not insightful, it's not meaningful for me. If I'll just use jargon words, so that will also doesn't make sense, right? So all of these things are very, very important in the industries as well. uh, at least especially in the field of data science, in the field of data analyst. If you want to work in this specific field, remember, you should have a great communication skills. I will add one more point in this part: you should have a great storytelling skills. Then only people will find interest in your work and will listen to you. So that's the main point which I want to communicate at the very end. Now, usually people ask from me this question that, Priya, how we will be able to work on this communication skills part, because we are struggling for this specific aspect as well. So I will say that uh, teaching is one of the good way to have that great communication skills. You can launch your own YouTube channel. It doesn't require money as well. Second thing, try to read great novels, try to communicate with your learners, with your peer learners, with your groups in a English only, so that you will be able to have an understanding that how my gesture should be there, how my hand movement is should be there, right? I remember my time in the school. I was a very shy girl. I don't used to talk much, and I don't used to speak in English. uh, I'm always afraid at that point of time ki what should happen if I will say something wrong. I was not at all fluent, but with teaching, it gives me confidence. So when I'm saying communication skills, the simple meaning is that you should have that ability to communicate your words to others, so that people will be able to understand that what actually you want to convey at the end of the day. So that is the whole point. And this is the last cycle, or the pipeline part, uh, in the analytics project. So 5 steps. So if I'll just have to summarize, what are the key skill sets, technical skill sets required to become DA? In the complete summary, if you have to give a list to me, so what is that list? Yes, what is that list? No, I'm talking about technical skills. टेक्निकल स्किल्स में आपको क्या क्या सीखना है? सीक्वल सीखना है, एक्सेल सीखना है, स्टैट्स सीखना है, पाइथन प्रोग्रामिंग सीखनी है, पावर बीआई सीखना है, और कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स पे काम करना है। 6 चीजें हो गई। अब किस पर्टिकुलर वे में आप लोग सीखोगे, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट एज वेल। सीक्वेंस, नाउ दिस सीक्वेंस may vary, but if I will be at your place, uh, how should I start my journey in terms of learning these things? I'm talking about that. The good idea will be that first of all, you will be focused on Excel and Power BI. These are the very easy topics, don't require much time. If you dedicatedly spend, I would say 1.5 months approx, it's more than enough to learn about Excel and Power BI. More than enough. After that, after learning this, second step is to learn about, I would say, SQL. SQL requires additional 1 month. It's a very big topic. Again, SQL, also, if you want to refer, a complete end-to-end playlist of mine is available. Episode wise, you can definitely refer them. It's a must read. Many learners, many students got placed after watching that playlist of mine. So you can definitely refer that. It's available. 1 month dedicated, if you will give, uh, that is very, very important. And then it's superb idea if you dedicate yourself to learn SQL. Third important thing. Third important thing is, after SQL, learn about Python. Now, Python is a, as you know, programming language. Uh, you can learn on top also, you can learn in the middle also, you can learn at the end also. But it should be learned before stats. That is the important thing. So these things are independent, but this is dependent on the other subject matters. So it all depends on the platforms. You will, because I am a part of multiple collaborated platforms, starting from PW to Coding Ninjas to Geeks for Geeks, and even I have my own platform. So in few of the platforms, they design the course in such a way that they will cover up tools first, then SQL, and then Python. In few of the platforms, they cover up Python programming first, then tools knowledge, then SQL. But all in all, I find this as the better structured course, where Python should come up as a third place, and at least 1 month again you have to dedicate to learn about Python as well. If you dedicatedly spend your 1 month, it is more than enough to learn about Python. Now, once Python is done, then you will be in a situation to write the code, to implement the codes, because now you are aware about the frameworks, libraries that we have in the Python. Then you can start working on the statistics knowledge, right? Again, to learn about stats, another additional 1 month is required. When I'm talking about stats is a very big subject. People usually do masters or PhD in this specific subject, but we are focusing over here towards DA only. So stats for DA or data science we have to cover up. We have to limit our discussion in such a way that whatever is required, that is something which we have to cover up. We don't go in a lot more depth, because I have seen so many people who gets confused that what used to be covered up in stats and what we can avoid. Again, refer the resources available on YT, and you will be able to get an idea for the same. Once it is done, after that, what's next? What's next? Aditya, I'm getting instructions from the team as per what they have planned. These are my personal thoughts. That's why I'm covering up like this. Okay. So if I'll have to launch my own course, I will follow the specific format. That's the point. So this is the webinar where I can share my personal thoughts, right? Uh, Perfect. What's the last important point? Last one is the communication skills, which you have to work upon. And this is something which doesn't require as such time span. It should be learned on the way, on the go. You can start from today itself, start communicating with others, start explaining the concepts to others, whatever code you're writing, explain to them, and you will get better idea of how to communicate well with others, right? If you will be able to explain your work to others, means now you are in a situation where you can tackle the clients as well, in a way that you will be able to explain your work, your code, your objective, your mindset in a clear manner. Even in the interviews also, when you go to the interviews, when you write the codes, interviewer will ask from you that what is the mindset with which you're approaching this problem. So in all of those things, it does make sense that you should have a better idea on how to communicate well, which will help you to crack the interviews, which will help you to interact with the clients and everything, right? So I hope that this sequence is also pretty much clear to everyone. Again, I am again as a disclaimer saying to you, these are my personal thoughts as per the experience which I have gained from the past few years. But companies do have different ways to teach the learners in their curriculum, and as per that, things might vary. But this is not a hard and fast rule. But I feel that if this is a path, then learners find it more easy to understand the stuff. That's the whole point. All good? So far, so good? Okay. There's a very interesting question popping up in the chat that do we need DSA in Python or basic knowledge? So, DSA is required, be it any domain you want to enter, because this is the initial screening round in almost all the companies. Specifically, if you are targeting any of the product based companies, any of the consultation firms, in that specific case, DSA is a must. So, be it data analyst position, data science position, web development position, Java development position, you will definitely have the knowledge of DSA. If you're applying for software development job role, the requirement of DSA is quite huge. They will ask you a complex problems. When we will talk about DSA with respect to the data analyst position, they will ask you easy to intermediate level problem. But yes, DSA is must for the initial screening rounds, technical rounds, right? Does ML needed in this field? No, ML is not required. If you have whatever things I have mentioned, this specific knowledge, this is more than enough.